Okay, let's warm up. Whatever we have been learning so far, we're going to apply all that to model something. And through modeling, you will get to know your tools a little bit more in detail. So we are going to model a house right here by using all the options. We are going to take use of these two options, and then we are going to apply some of these options practically. Then we are going to create some geometry shapes, and maybe we are going to utilize some geometry after it's been modeled. We are going to modify the geometry and get to know some of the options from this manual. So modeling is such an easy job to perform. Whenever you start modeling, you got to know that which view, meaning are you going to start the modeling from the perspective, either from the top view or from the front view. To switch between your views, you have to press the space bar. If I want to switch towards the perspective, just move your mouse over. You don't have to click right on here. You just have to just place your mouse over and press the space bar once, and you will be that view will maximize. Same way, I'm gonna go towards the front view right here. What I'm gonna do here is go to create, and I'm gonna choose a CV curve tool and take the options, and from here I'm gonna choose a linear, the degree 1 curve, and I'm going to turn the snap to grid on. And what I'm going to do is to start from here, modeling the house. So I'm going to click right here, I'm going to close this, press enter, you get the curve. If you come into perspective and take a look at, so you have the curve like that here. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to create a door. This is the front of the house. So I'm going to create a door. You click this option and you'll get the same option, the CV curve tool. So snap to grid is still turned on. Now I'm going to create a door here, and that might be something like this, and press enter. Now the door is created, and now what I'm going to do is to create a window. So take the same option, go and create a window right here and press enter. This way we have some kind of stuff like that. So here I'm going to do is to select the door curve, and then I'm just going to scale it in, and here you can see the pivot is right on top of the grid. How can I bring it into center of this curve is to go to modify and center pivot. This way you have your pivot right in the center of this door. I'm going to shrink it a little down like this, and turn off the snap to grid and bring it a little down, and select the window. Here is a window curve. Same way, modify center pivot, and I'm also gonna scale it in, and I'm gonna give it a little more of length. So bring it down something like this. So if we take a look here, so we have something like this now. And you have to be careful of something, is that your door should not be just coming out of this main design, this main curve. I mean, not directly on over this curve. You have to slightly move it up, because that's where we can take use of the planar, we can get a geometry. What do I mean here? If you select this one and you apply the planar option, you'll get a surface. But if your curve is a little, if I can turn the geometry selection off, is down, you won't get this space here. So you have to be just placing it a little on top of, a little over. They should not be exactly at the same place. So I'm going to undo the steps. I don't want the surface here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create some design here for ventilation, or maybe for the light. So select this one, turn snap to grid on, and create a design something like this, maybe, and press enter, and go to modify center pivot, and this way you get the center right in this geometry. So scale it down a little, and I'm going to move it a little up, something like this, and maybe I'm going to give it a shape move it a little up, and I just like this. If you go and take a look right here, we have a shape like this. Now we may bring it a little down. So we have a shape like this. Now you select all of them and go to surfaces and select planar, go to option box, reset everything and apply planar trim. This way we have a geometry right here. So what I'm going to do here is to put this surface, we have it now, onto a separate layer. So I'm going to name it front underscore L, stands for layer, and save. So this way we have a geometry right here, and I'm going to create a geometry for the back of this house. So select the curve. I just want to turn the geometry into template mode so that I can't select it. Select the curve, outer curve, and go apply the planar and move it back. I'm going to move the geometry back, something like this. So this way I have one surface right here and one in the front. The front one has a door, window, and something here for ventilation, but the back one is totally flat. So what I'm going to do here is, now you got to explore few things before we go and create the more stuff. I just want to close these walls. So if I select a line, it's gonna just select all the geometry here. If I turn the curve selection off and just turn it back to the normal, this way I can select the geometry now. And if I now right click and choose the isopomp from the geometry, the same thing is going to happen, that I'm not able to select either the isopomps, and if I could be able to select them, they are individual right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to select the isopomps, and you know the isopomps are the lines on the geometry. Rather, I'm going to choose the trim edge. This way I can select any edge from this geometry. So I'm going to choose this trim edge, and I'm going to, and before I just loft it, I'm going to do one more thing right here. I'm not going to do that. Okay, go and choose this one, right click and choose the trim edge, hold down shift, select this one, go to surfaces and loft, and this way we have a wall here. You may have noticed that it's a little black here because we have not chosen the both side lighting. So go to lighting and choose two side lighting, and this way you can see the lighting on the both sides. So now I'm going to do this, the same thing right here, right click, trim edge, select this one, right click, trim edge, hold down shift, select this one, and repeat the same step. This way we have the walls. Now what I'm going to do for the roof is to just click here, trim edge, select this edge, right click, trim edge, hold down shift, trim edge, repeat the steps, the loft, and same thing, trim, hold down shift, this one, I'm going to apply the loft. This way we have a roof here, but these are the both separate surfaces. I'm just going to attach them both together, and to do so, if I select both of them and go to edit NURBS, because now I'm going to apply the modification on the surfaces. Whenever you have to apply modification on the surfaces, you have to go to edit NURBS. NURBS mean a complete geometrical shape, and the curves means the lines. So I'm going to come to here, and here's the option attach surfaces, go to the options, reset, and just click uncheck the keep original and apply attach, and this way we have them both attached right here. But if you take a look, we have kind of issues right here. If you take a look at this, it's exactly right above this wall, but I want to extend this a little bit right here, as if we have some kind of a shelter or some kind of a slope that is extended, more extended than the main walls. So what I'm going to do here is, if you select this one, go to edit NURBS, and we have an option here, extend surfaces. If we take a look at this option, extend surfaces, and open it up, go and reset the settings, we have different kind of options right here. And here is the option extend side. Side is this one. So what I'm gonna do with this, I just want it to extend on the both sides, here and here, left and the right. So go and choose both, and extend direction is set to U. That means if I apply, it's gonna extend on these both ends, but it's not gonna extend on the front or on the back. But what if undo, and if I choose the both and I go apply, it's gonna extend on the both ends, both sides. And once you apply these options, go and close this and select this geometry and come to channel box. I have already told you that whenever you create a geometry, you have some option right here in under the input section. If we come here and we see, we have some options right here. The curve form surface band, because we have lofted it, so we have got some options right here. And here is the extend surface option applied. Whatever you apply, the Maya keeps the history, meaning you have them right under the input section. So we have applied the extended surface, but I don't want that to be extended that much. I just want to keep it a little down. So I'm gonna choose the 0.5, and you see, get something like that. But if I want to be 0.65, that looks a little okay. So right, I want this much extended surface right here. And what I think I'm going to do to take a look at this geometry, I'm going to do is to the shading menu and select wireframe on shaded. And that way you get some lines and you can take a better view of the geometry now. So we get this. But if you take a look at this now, this roof is very thin. We just want some thickness right here. How can I do this? One thing I can do is just go and press the Ctrl D to duplicate this one. But this way, if I pull it up, I have some issues. I get a little slope right here. But I don't want this. Just press delete. What other thing I'm going to do is to select this and go to edit NURBS, and here's the option offset surfaces. Take the options, reset everything, and I'm not going to take the offset with this distance. If I apply that, it's a little too much. Undo. What I'm going to do is to just negative 0.3. If I do the positive 0.3, it will just create a offset down this. I just want this to be up on this roof, so I'm just going to select the negative value, negative 0.3, and press apply, and this way I get it right here. So this way I get the thickness right here. So what I'm going to do is to now loft and add each end to give it a solid look. So isopalms, select this one, hold down shift, this one, go apply loft, just tear this off. Loft, same thing I'm going to apply right here, isopalm, hold down shift, select both end, loft. Now I think I choose something wrong. Loft, oh sorry, I already had the front isopalm still selected. So go isopalm, and right here isopalms, this one, hold down shift, this one, and apply the loft. The same thing I'm going to apply right here, isopalm, this one, shift, this one, and loft. Same way I'm going to do this on each end. This one, right click, isopalm, hold down shift. You have to be careful of, you have to hold down to select both of them. So now we have the thickness right here. So what I'm going to do is to design some design onto the door or even onto this ventilation and here on this window. So before this I go any further, I'm just going to save this one, go to save as, and I get to these here, and here I'm going to create a new folder, and that is modeling, and go here o1 underscore house underscore o1 and save this. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to select all the geometries. I'm not going to select the curves right here. So turn off the curve selection, select all the geometry here, and go add selected object to this layer and turn the visibility off now for now. So we have the lines back now. What I'm going to do is to select the same tool again, CV curve tool, and go to the top view, and I'm going to just create some design. Turn the snap to grid on, click here, maybe click here, click here, click here, click here, click here, click here, click, 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 and click here, and press enter. This way I have a design something like this. Go to modify and center pivot so that you can get your pivot right in the center of this geometry. And now I'm going to scale it in as much as I want this geometry be. So when I get it right here, so what I'm going to do now, I just want it to be snapped right with this line here, with this door here. I mean, select the move tool, select snap to curve on. The shortcut is to press the C, and now with the middle mouse button pressed, click here and just move your mouse, and this way you will get it snapped right onto this line. Turn snap to grid off. This way you have it right here. So I'm going to move it a little. Okay, turn the curve selection on and move it a little right here. So now I'm going to extrude this face, this profile onto this door. If you select this one and go to surfaces and extrude and just reset the setting and apply extrude, you may get something like this here. Not the proper thing, but you get something here. And here are some options you get and some direction we have just applied this to. So undo, because we have to set some things, some options right here. We just want this at the path, not at the profile, and now apply, and you get the same thing. It's not gonna apply right here. So what I'm gonna do is to just select this one again, hold down shift and select this one. And one thing you have to take notice of, that I started the curve right from this point. So I select this one, minimize, and I'm just going to rotate this almost here, negative 180 degrees, and bring it right here. Now select your line and go once again, apply that, and this way you get it fixed. Because the line was starting, wherever you click first time, that is the starting point. So I was just applying from the wrong point, so I brought my curve right to the starting point, and I get this. And when you apply something like this, the extrude won't just connect both ends perfectly. So it's a problem right here. And the thing is that I don't want to get this shape like this. Rather, I just want this onto these lines, but I don't want it on the base line right here, at the base of the door. I don't want it right here. So select this and edit point, select this one, hold down shift, select this one, and now go to edit curves, and you have the option detach surfaces. If you click this, you are just going to detach this one. So before deleting this, just go and turn this on, and you see whatever you have applied so far is totally destructive now. It's been collapsed, it's been ruined, because whenever you detach anything, Maya keeps the history. You have to keep in mind. So select this object, first bring everything back, select all the geometries, this one, select all of them, and go to modify, go to edit, delete by type history. In this way you won't have any issue if you detach the surface, detach this curve, I mean. So select the curve again, right click, edit point, this one, hold down shift this one, and come to edit curves and detach, select this one, and you can delete it. If you don't want to delete this, select this one, click here, surfaces, and extrude, and you get it right here. And if you turn the geometry back on, now you can see that you have a door frame right here. The same thing I'm going to do for the window. I'm going to repeat the same steps, select this one. What I'm going to do is to add point, this one, go detach, and the same thing I'm going to do with this one. Add point here, and press the G, and this way you get the last applied command back right in here. Select this curve and press Ctrl D, take a duplicate copy of this, and with the move tool selected, press snap to curve on, and just snap it with this line. Click onto here and snap it right with this line, even here. When it snap, you can just slightly move it down here. Select this one, hold on shift. I have a problem right here. I think it's also been detached. Select both of them, we'll curve and attach them. So now you select this one, and extrude. You get the shape like this here. What I'm going to do again, select this one, the curve, Ctrl D, duplicate, and snap to curve, turn on, snap it right here, select this arrow here, snap to curve, turn off, bring it a little down. Okay, select this one, shift select this one, apply, extrude, and you get the shapes like that. If you turn on your geometry, you have the frames for everything. So what I'm going to do is to create some shape down here for the sill of this window, and that is very easy. Go to a side view here, same thing, go to lighting, two-sided lighting, turn on. I'm going to create some shape right here. Snap to get turned on, click, and maybe here, and maybe here, or something, maybe here. Create something like this and press enter. Go to modify and center period. You can create any kind of shape. So first of all, scale it down a little, and now I'm going to shape it a little more because I'm not feeling happy with this shape. Move him slightly, okay, here, and maybe, okay, bring it a little up, maybe a little down, maybe a little down like this. I don't know what, but don't do this. Something like this. I just want to move it a little back here. Select both of them and bring them a little back too, or even here. So now you select it, object mode, and you have the curve. So what I'm going to do, come here, turn the geometries off. Now you go to side, okay, select these geometries as well and put them right onto this layer. So now you select this, come here and bring it right in the middle here and scale it in. And if you see, I'm just going to place it right onto this here and bring it right here. Ctrl D, take a duplicate copy, bring it right here. Now also this one a little close. If you take a look from the front, what I'm going to do is to bring it a little close to this one here. I want to keep the same distance here. Select both of the lines. Go to perspective and go to Loft. Select this one, turn the geometry off, select this one, this line, and go to planar, and the same thing is apply planar right here. So if you turn the geometry on, now we have some surface like this. If you turn the surface selection on, select this one, hold on shift this one, and hold on shift this one. Go to edit, delete by type, history, and press Ctrl G to group them, modify, center pivot, and now you can scale it a little bit, maybe like this. You can bring it a little out here, or maybe you can scale it and bring it a little back right here so that it's intersecting, and bring it a little back here, something like this. So you have something right like that. And this thing, press up arrow key to select all the group, Ctrl D. What I'm going to do is to press 4 to get into wireframe, touch this, come here, and now you scale it. Come here and adjust if it needs to be. Okay, so this way we have some design right here. So go and save as your scene into true and press save as. So this way we have something like this. So what I'm going to do is to turn all the geometries off, select this one, go to okay. So now what I'm going to do is to select this group, add this to the layer, select this group by pressing up arrow key, and also add this to this layer. So now, as you know, select this one, hold on shift, select this one, go to add curves and attach curves. I want to attach them back, but by doing so, what do I get? Okay, same problem. Before I do this, turn the curve selection off, select all of the geometries, go to delete by type, history. Now you turn them off, select this, turn the curve selection on, and go attach that, attach curves. Same thing is here, attach curves. So now you select this, go and apply planar. Same thing, go apply planar. And this way we have some shapes like this. So what I'm going to do is to select this shape, right click, assign new material, and apply the blend. Give it kind of some color greenish, a little dark greenish color, and put some transparency option. So it put transparency a little down here, and now go to this geometry, select this one, right click, and come to assign existing material and apply the blend one. This way we have something like this, as if the gloss is right here. So if you want to create some kind of divisions into this, we can go and create this by just go to nubs primitive. I'm going to use a cube right here, scale it up a little bit, and again scale it up, move it up, and now I'm going to place it from front view. Bring it a little up and scale it down a much. Select the move tool and bring it right here. Go to side view, press 4 and check. Yeah, exactly, it's right in the center. And now go Ctrl D and a duplicate copy. So this way we have divisions. We have divisions right here. Right click, click it and press the up arrow key and just scale it in a little. I just don't want this be that much in scale on X. So we have it like this. So what I'm going to do is to create something else right here. Come here. I'm going to save this and go to CV curves, snap to grid turn on, and just snap something like this here and maybe here. Ctrl Z, maybe here. Press enter. Go to modify and center pivot. Just scale it a little in, something like this. Now I'm going to do turn the snap to grid off right here, right above here, and go to surf a curve, edit curves, and here's the option offset. I'm going to take an offset. Come here, reset everything, and take the offset like point maybe 3 and apply. Yes, right, you get this. So select both of the curves and come here, Ctrl D to duplicate both of them, bring them a little forward, maybe a little more here, and turn all the geometries off. Now what I'm going to do is just select this one, loft, come here, select this one, press G to loft. The same thing now. Select this one, select the curve, select this curve, select the geometry off, this curve, hold on shift this curve. Maybe I have a problem here. Select the object mode, this curve, hold on shift this curve, and loft. I don't want to create a loft here because it's already inside the wall, but I'm truly gonna add isoforms. Right click isoform, hold on shift this one, press G, loft this one, same thing, isoforms, shift and press G, and we just gonna loft this right here. So I'm going to place some support down here. To do this, I'm going to create a cube, create knobs primitive, a cube, and come to the front view. Bring it down like this, something like this, and bring it up. Zoom in. I'm just gonna place right under this. Zoom in and try to make Ctrl D, zoom in, cat near, something like this. So if you come to the side view, you're just gonna bring it here and bring a little scale, maybe something like this, and select this, press up arrow key to select the whole group and bring it back. Select this one, the other cube, press up arrow key and press delete. I'm again going to duplicate this cube. Select this one, up arrow key, and just scale it in slightly and maybe something like this. Coming to front view again, move him slightly up, Control D, bring it right here. This way you can see that we have a spot here. Now what I'm going to do is to come to the side view and going to create a pillar design. So go to 3 cubic now this time and start creating a pillar design. To do so, come to the grid, keep this grid line in the center and start designing a pillar. Maybe it's not that much attractive. As a whole, we are going to create this. Press enter, revolve this, come here. We have a kind of pillar here. Scale it in, move it up as so that it's going to get into this spot right here. Control D and right here. This will select all of it. Now you come here, select all of these geometry, these objects, meaning all of them. Press up arrow key to select the group, hold on shift, select, come here, edit, delete by type, history, and now you move them slightly to this side. I just want to keep this door right here. Maybe select this one and move it a little here, this one, right. And this will select both of them, bring them in front here, and again I'm going to create another cube, something like this, down, and now scale it up again, down here, come here, and you place it right here, and maybe scale it in. Slightly in. Bring the geometry back, and this way we have a house model here. Go and save this. If you want to work a little on the door, select this one. The same way, select all of these geometry, up arrow key, add them to this layer, and already we have the history deleted. Select these two lines, attach them together, and planar, apply planar right here, and turn the geometry back on. So you have a door right here. If you want to just take a look at this, so you get the door and house ready. So you might get the idea that how easily you can start modeling, start dealing with the lines, and you can start getting the shapes, proper shapes, and creating some kind of geometries down here. Take the grids off and you have a house model. You got to apply all these options. You have to work onto your models and you get an idea. You have to create different kind of stuff right here. So I just want to keep the things simple at this stage because we have a lot to do, right? But in the next session, in the next week, we are going to deal with some kind of complex modeling inside the curves, the splines.